Hello, everybody. Welcome to your Secret Success Marketing Challenge, week 8, your last week together. I'm super excited that this journey has gone well for you, and we definitely are going to get some shares in. But before I do, I just want to remind you of a few things. Okay, so I don't know if you remember this on day 1, week 1, we talked about how big the education market as far as online is. And in 2021, it was $30 billion, right? And they expected it to reach $198 billion by 2030. So understanding that the growth of 23% in a 9-year period is huge. And if you recall, I pulled up stats that showed us that we were already past 190 billion and we're in 2024. And we're still expected to grow by 17 to 23% by 2030. So what does that mean to us? A lot of people are making money online, okay? So you have everything that you need. Everything between the content, what to post, your profile, your attraction landing page, you have the groups, you have a system in place that is going to generate you new leads. It's just a matter of doing the work. This is your social selling system. Remember, there's 3 phases that we've covered between your first phase as prime to sell. And it says 30 days because our first course was actually a 90-day course. The second phase is your prime to buy. And then the last phase we discussed was your prime to optimize. So it all ends with doing the work, deciding that you are going to complete it. And remember that there's a gap between you and your audience. And your job is to create content to bridge around it. Okay? What is the gap between you and your audience? Therefore, what it is, you create the content around that. So what's the gap? Could it be some knowledge? Maybe people are unaware of a situation and you're informing them or you're training them. I actually do Tuesdays in training Parable Tuesdays. So I always train my audience, my followers in a form of parables that I like to bring to my followers as value as well as the knowledge. Or you can share emotions, what are personal things that are happening in your lives. As you've seen before, I've posted about the troubled issues that I'm facing as a wife with my husband's stomach issues. These are the emotions that I'm sharing, which brings out your authenticity. And the people that follow you love to see you authentic. The more authentic you are, the better you're going to have as far as following. Of course, any experience as far as travel, post as much travel as you can. I know that Barbara, Kenneth, John, who else? Kathy, Gwen, and now myself are all pathways associated with travel. So again, follow all these people so you can use each other's content. I'm starting a new challenge by the end of this month, and I'm changing my pathways from business to travel and business. Why? Because I'm traveling a lot in the next few months. I have trips to St. Louis, I have trips to Tampa, I have trips to Thailand, and several other places. So I'm going to be promoting travel again, right? So this is my experience. Of course, aspiration, what inspires you will definitely inspire your followers. We've gave you that 100 engagement list that has a ton of aspiration in there. And then of course, any kind of motivation. So if you're excelling in an area, share that with your followers, because what happens is you inspire them to move, I should say, which motivates them. There's so many times that because I share my Zumba live videos, people are motivated to get to the gym or do Zumba or just get up and dance in their living room and move their body, right? All around health. So there's a few lessons, you can talk about, for example, as a post. So if you're looking to, again, share authenticity, share value, share motivation, lessons learned is a really great post. So what I would suggest is you creating a post around that today, whether it's a reel or a carousel, which we haven't talked about. A carousel is actually a way of creating content on Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, this would apply for you. It just means that you are sharing your, for example, 3 lessons I've learned, and you're using photos, multiple photos that people have to swipe. And as you can see, this little arrow over here, these are the pictures that you would swipe to be able to see the things that, for example, Samantha learned. So what are 3 lessons you've learned in the last 6 months in 2024? Describe the year, was what year it was, and your profound lessons. And list the 3 lessons with a little explanation. Of course, give a call to action and tag people, which is a really great concept. Write that down. You can tag a lot of people on your social media pages. You can also, on your post, you can also tag your followers. How do you do that? So once you create your content, what you'll do is you'll go back to that post. So this is a new profile picture, right? I just shared. So what I do is I go in here, I hit, or actually I don't even hit edit. I go in here, I always like my own stuff, and I comment with an @ symbol, it's above the 2, and I type followers. And as you can see, I can click the followers section, and now it highlights all of 9,000, how many followers I have? 9,900 followers. It tags them. It says, Melanie tagged you in a post. So now that they can go look at this post. Okay, so I wouldn't do it all the time, but again, especially if you're doing a call to action or you want people's attention, or you're doing a 2-step post, this is a great way to be able to attract their attention. So create a carousel or create a new piece of content like I did today. And it was just a matter of money. It's Money Making Mail Monday. If you enjoy using money to buy what you like, if you enjoy using money to buy what you want, like I do, then drop a money bag in the comments. Okay. And then Charles, thank you so much for participating. What? And again, we all help each other. So, and then of course I comment as well. Okay.
I have a question.
Hold on one second, Gwen. So what you're doing is you are creating daily posts, okay? And then you're going to respond. Remember, your goal is to always respond to each person, and then not only respond, but also move the conversations into a messenger chat. Not only the people that commented, but remember all of the people that also liked, or heart, or smiley face, or whatever they get. Okay, whatever emoji. Those are all leads. What's your question, Gwen?
So it is okay to like your own stuff. I've been told along the way. Oh, okay. I've been told, you shouldn't like your own stuff. Okay.
Why not?
I don't know. But I thought I'd ask the question if it was, politically correct to like your stuff. So I'll start doing that.
Remember, if
Thank you.
somebody's giving you advice, always ask them, why would that be? Like, why, if it doesn't make sense, always ask them. Barbara?
Right.
Hi, thank you, Melanie. When you said respond to them and send them a message, are you responding to them by hitting reply to their comment, or are you going to their website and messaging them? How am I doing this?
So if you're responding to their comments in the thread, you hit reply. So when I hit reply and I was able to respond, as you can see, there's lines that come down, which is my response to Charles. Okay.
Right. And
Now,
then
if I want to message Charles, then I would go and highlight my cursor over his name, and then it would take me to his profile little section, and I could hit message. Now I'm in a private chat with Charles.
Oh, thank you. That's awesome. Now I know what to do.
For responding.
Thank you.
Or thanks for commenting on my post. And then I can start a conversation. How are you? I haven't talked to you, since May, or I haven't talked to you in over a year. You just start the conversations.
Thank you. I didn't know how to do that. I appreciate it. Got it.
You're welcome. No problem. All right, let's get into our outline and this week's content. This is your last week where we are discussing your habits and your 3 brains. So if you haven't already done so, grab your pen and paper because there's a lot to learn here. This is very valuable information. This week and forevermore, you will continue developing the habits and daily action plans that move you from average entrepreneur to 6- and 7-figure annual earners. Like I said, you have all of the information. Now it's up to you to be able to continue applying the knowledge. We have done accountability. I still see several people missing. Have you guys reached out to your accountability partners? Let me know. And then also, continue to your committed partners or hire a coach, because here's the deal. When you have somebody to hold you accountable, you will get more done than when you hold yourself accountable. For whatever reason, you tend to have more integrity with others than your own self. And that's constant work, okay? Don't beat yourself up about it. It happens to all of us. But just know that you're likely to have more success when you have an accountability partner or you hire a coach. So I love to hear a few shares on what's your biggest takeaway, what kind of wins you had this last 8 weeks, and any kind of kudos or recognition you'd like to share.
I just appreciated the direction that we're getting here, because there's so many things, just minor technical things I don't know or didn't know. And I like the assignments. By giving assignments, it helped us stay on task. Even though I'm behind, I know what I need to do from this point forward to catch up. And I think I just feel more comfortable making reels, and I do reply to people who comment on my posts, but I didn't know about the messaging part to get them into the private messenger to continue the conversation. So that was very helpful today. I appreciate that.
Hey,
so
you're so
it's
welcome.
just little things like that, but it really is encouraging and motivating when, as a group, we're working together towards the same ends. So
yes,
I appreciate that a lot.
You're
Thank
welcome. No problem. That's one thing about my coaching that is very different than a lot of other coaches, is that I like to not only teach you, but do the work together, which is why I always offer, if you want to continue another 8 weeks with us in the next challenge, you can do so for half the price that you paid for this challenge, which means that you would pay half, but you would also have more work together and continued effort learning while you're, retaining and creating new habits in this area for your business.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's creating new habits and having direction and guidance on what to do. So that's been very valuable. Yeah,
Good.
thank you.
I'm glad. You're welcome. Charles, what's your biggest takeaway?
My takeaway is I know we kind of discussed, for me, just getting out of my own way, because it is nice to see people interacting with me. And then it's like, hey, great, I got some interaction. I got some likes, some comments. All right, cool. But like, where am I going after that? So this has been helpful in helping me to get out of my own way. And as we always say, the fortune's in the follow-up. So it's making sure that beyond the likes and the comments, interact with the people. Even if they don't interact with me right back away, there's always that, like we say, okay, they didn't interact, but a few days later, hey, just reminding you that, well, we talked the other day. I know you had some questions. If there's anything I can still help you with, or any questions that you may have that I can answer, I'm here for you. Just a friendly reminder. And you don't have to be like, hey man, you said you're gonna talk to me about it. And like, I don't have to be that person to do that. So and this is also for me personally, I know I've done this with you before in the past, and it's helped me with Instagram, and now I'm doing it on the Facebook side. So kind of building a little two-headed monster here. So
Good. Awesome.
It's definitely been helpful.
I will tell you that just yesterday, I touched base with somebody that has been following me on social media since 2015. I ran into her at a birthday party yesterday, and she recognized me right away because of the techniques I'm teaching you guys here with having me show up on her favorites on social media. And she's like, yeah, we've been friends on social media for a while, and I've been seeing you, and how's your husband? And everything that I share, she knows,
right,
because of the techniques I'm sharing here. And I look back on my messenger, because she messaged me. I say, hey, message me your event. I'll come support you. She has an art exhibit and our studio. And I go back to messages and I scroll and I'm like, oh my gosh, I met her at a personal growth development seminar with Tony Robbins, and traded contact info since 2015. 9 years. So now this person who was a cold contact 9 years ago is now a hot lead, because she's like, what do you do? And I travel and I help people get paid to do the same thing. What? Yeah, she was blown away. And she was there because of a mutual friend who was one of my newest agents. So I told her about Thailand, where we're going. She wants to go. So what you're doing today can last, as you see, forever, because social media is around.
Oh yeah.
So
and that's how we met. That's how we met.
It was, and that's how we met.
Action. Exactly. It was a call to action post, and next thing you know, we calling each other.
Awesome. Here we are. All right. So remember, by this time, you should have very little distractions disturbing you throughout your days. So, you know now how to control that. Of course, it will happen every so often, but you are in charge of handling that. Okay. And then, of course, if you have any questions, you're watching the replay, make sure you put them in the chat below. And your 8-week agenda. Again, we completed phase 1, phase 2, and tonight is your last night in phase 3, creating your habits and customize or conditioning your 3 brains. So this is all about your mindset and accountability. Did anyone have any content they'd like me to review here before we move on with tonight's outline?
Melanie?
Yes.
I know you told me this last week, so I'm sorry. How do I get the favorites on other people's, so it shows up on other people's posts?
Yes. So if I go to your page and I just met you and I'm looking for myself, or I'm you, for example, if I'm you and I go to find myself, Barbara Miller, on your Facebook page with your phone, I go here and I click friends to become friends. And right after I click friends, I click it again. And as you can see, there's a favorites button here. And I hit favorites.
What did you click again? The same box?
Yeah, you hit friends again.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
and now you
thank
can
you.
see the stars highlighted, so now you're on my favorites list.
Okay, thank you. And what's
You're
that
welcome.
do again?
That allows you to see all of my content first before your friends,
Okay,
because I'm on your favorites list.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you for being patient.
No problem.
I feel-
Okay, so moving forward. Any other content that you guys like me to review? Did you put out some content recently you'd like me to go over? Or are you stuck on any content that you haven't put out yet? Okay,
Melanie, I just completed my card. I got help from my office. So I completed the card from Canva, but I need to know
I'm
how
not
to
sure what
put it
part
in.
you're talking about.
You know what we did in the workshop the other day,
Oh,
we were
you're talking about your
creating.
cover photo.
Yes, so I made
Okay.
a new cover photo, as you can see, it's in the circle, but I need now to take my new card and replace the picture of me and my mom. How I
Okay,
do
so
that?
there's two things we're talking about here, and I want you to understand. You have your cover photo, which is you and your mom, and you have your profile picture, which is you.
Right, so I want to replace my cover photo of me and mom with
Okay.
my logo card saying expertly expertly helping people buy and sell real estate in Silicon Valley. And it
Okay,
has a
great.
picture
So
of a
review all of
signature.
the information that we talked about already for those courses, for those weeks, because tonight we're not talking about cover photos.
Okay,
Okay, so go
Okay.
back, for anybody that missed the attraction landing page that needs more in-depth on editing your canvas or cropping or anything else in your attraction landing page. That recording is now available. If you purchased that recording for the attraction landing page workshop, then you can get the recording for free. If not, it is a small fee for $29 with your discount code for attending this challenge. So just let me know if you like the recording. Go ahead and just put it in a messenger chat so that I can get that sent out to you. Okay, back to the schedule. My promise to you is that you change your habits to do what the pros do, and you'll get what the pros have. It's very simple. If you're not sure what the pros are doing, then hire a pro and ask them. There's no way that I would be able to compete for a pro athlete bikini or fitness or wellness category without having a pro actually coach me. Why? Because I haven't become an official pro yet. Right? So change your habits and do what the pros do, and you'll get what the pros have. It's literally that simple. Welcome to your last week. You did it. You're here. Yay. As you can see, the group is smaller than day one, which is natural. This is a normal thing. And I want you to understand that it's the same thing in your business. You're going to have 80% of the people that get started and do nothing, while 20% of the people show up and build the business with you. Okay. So here is your 3 brains. Crazy, right? You're like, wait, what? I thought I had 1 brain. Now you're telling me I have 3. This is content around Darren Hardy's work. And he is an amazing entrepreneur. If you don't follow him, this is the most important skill of the 21st century. And that is learning to control your attention, prevent distractions, and keep your focus, which is insane focus. Okay. So what does that mean? Using all of the information you learned this last week and applying it and doing the work. As you condition yourself and you find yourself in habit with a certain task, add new task in that you have learned in this course. In order to keep yourself aligned, remember to use a calendar. My coach actually even just bought me a prep calendar, a prep diary that I use now to track all of my prep work for my fitness show. And I have my regular calendar. So I'm tracking. What gets tracked gets measured, gets results. If you're not tracking and going back to week 1 with understanding your time management and your structured calendars, if you're not there, that's the first week you should review. That's why it's the first week. Okay, so let me ask you guys, who is really running the show in this body that we get to live in? Who is running the show? With your 3 brains, there are 3 different types of people that are within you that are running the show at any given point. That is either your robotic brain, it is either your monkey brain, or it is your omega. And if you ask yourself, well, what's omega? Because you know, maybe alpha, you know, alpha, right? Well, there's a difference between omega and alpha. Here's the dictionary. The omega is the polar opposite of an alpha. While the alpha wants to be a leader and cares a lot about what other people think, the omega wants to do his own thing, and others people's opinions don't affect him. Okay? Other people's opinions don't affect him. Omega men and women are often misunderstood because they're unconventional, independent, and not afraid to go their own way. This is what the omega brain makes you be a human. Okay? So let's dive into it. The robotic brain is your auto survival habits. So things that you already have been conditioned to do, whether it's unconscious instincts or survival hunger and temperature control. So things like your body cooling down or heating up in certain environments, conditions like being able to brush your teeth. I'm sure you would do once or twice a day, right? Eating, you're in control of when you shower, when you go to work, when you help your kids. This is all robotic stuff. You don't get up from the couch and think about putting your left foot in front of your right. It automatically does that. So the smartest thing in business is to create what you've learned here this week, these last 8 weeks, and create robotic habits that put you right into doing it automatically, right? I'm sure Charles, who's a comedian, has a punchline that he doesn't have to think about. It can come out naturally. That's the same thing that we're doing here with creating new habits. Now, your monkey brain, which is a big part of me, gets distracted very easily with shiny objects or squirrel attention, where they're chasing the new stimulation. These are managed emotions, whether you're your public speech, whether you have people showing up at your door, whether you know, something is on sale. These are all things that get you off track. The craziest thing is when you decide to go create some content, and maybe you go to someone of influence's page and you go over there and you're like, hey, I want to see what Melanie's been up to. I come to her page and I'm like, oh, wow, she's got, you know, her walking stage. And then next thing you know, you have people have commented, like this guy named Charles, and you're like, oh my gosh, I know Charles, right? And you came here to get maybe an idea of something to post. So you'd had intention of coming somewhere and doing something, but now your monkey brain's like, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to Charles in so long. You go message Charles, you go check out his page, you go see how he's doing. And then 10, 15, 20 minutes later, you're like, oh crap, I came to Melanie's page to get some ideas. And now you have wasted time on your hands. We call this 25 times destruction, because you go intentionally with something in mind, but you get distracted very easily. And this is a huge problem with social media. My intention on social media is not necessarily to go see how everyone's doing. My intention is solely to build my business and share my lifestyle. In Messenger, and every so often, I'll go check on people, but I don't go on there and get distracted. So make sure you become aware of when you're on social media and what you're doing there, because you can get distracted very easily and you may not even be aware of it. Now that you've learned 25 times destruction, you can start recognizing when you're in this situation. You're like, oh my God, geez, I was supposed to do something. So get back right on track right away. The biggest thing is to not beat yourself up, because what happens is when you start degrading yourself and thinking, oh my gosh, I just wasted 15 minutes. Now what? Well, now you just wasted a minute thinking about the 15 minutes you wasted. So you're wasting more time beating yourself up. Just move yourself smoothly back into what you are going to do. Therefore, you don't waste any other time, and you're not self-sabotaging yourself, creating stress, worry, anxiety, and everything else. Okay? Do not beat yourself up. You are human. Pinch yourself. It will hurt. You are human. It's okay. You just continue to move forward. So again, your monkey brain is your distraction brain. Okay, these are where you can generate new ideas also, as well as build relationships and your business. So this is a really great brain to be able to be more creative as well. And then of course, your omega, as we discussed, makes you human. It's your smartest piece, okay? It's what seeks more, it wants to contribute, it wants to teach. And get this, gorillas' DNA is only a difference of 1.6% than humans, which is crazy, okay? So feed your omega brain. This is where you'll get coaching, instruction, education, learning as you are the students. So those are your brains. Those are your 3 brains. Now, how do we manage your brains? Well, of course, feeding the omega, as you are here today in this challenge, you're creating an environment for yourself to learn through skills and personal development, whether it's trainings or companies or academies like our Top Earners Academy, or events that you have in your company. Remember, you are your superpower. Be the superpower you have. We all have very special gifts. Embrace them and apply them. This is your omega brain. This is how we feed it. As far as the monkey brain, we definitely want to train and tame it. Okay, we don't want to get it out of whack, out of hand too much, I should say. And in order to manage your monkey brain, you can create systems to eliminate the need for discipline. Obviously, make it fun. Don't manage your time, manage the emotion. This is how you train your monkey brain. The more fun you give it, the more you're going to work for it as far as your goals go. Okay? And then your robotic brain, this is the transition from your fun and learning into new habits brain. This is the new environment and systems you create in your new unconscious habits. So whether you're here in the challenge or you're listening to some audios or reading a book, you're in meditation, which is, we do that twice a week as well. So come and join us on our weekly meditations. Message me for those links, they're free. And then of course, being able to invest in yourself with your health is a very great way to condition habits. And then any kind of accountability groups or business systems. With our team, we have our weekly result sheets, which allow us to do onboardings with creating duplication in our team, as well as inviting and follow-ups and promoting sheets. So there are systems in place that help us generate activity, generate new conversations or follow-ups, and generate duplication. So follow the systems that are laid out that have been proven to work. And in order to transition your monkey and omega to creating new habits, you're going to use your robotic brain. All right? So let's do a conditioning test. All right, if you guys can turn your cameras on, this is a conditioning test to see where you guys are at. Gwen, you with us? Kenneth, hey Brett, hey friend, good to see you, my brother.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, ready? So if you guys can see me, this is your test, your conditioning test. I want you to take your fingers in your hand and do a OK symbol. All right, you're now going to take your OK symbol and put it on your cheek. All right. Now you have either learned this before and remembered to put it on your cheek, like I said, or you watched me and you put it on your chin. This is conditioning. So if you did it right and you've seen it before, you've been conditioned. You remember this. So it's no different than what we're teaching you here today. Once you see it, you have now created a new condition. And now it's a remembering, oh, I can apply this, or, oh, I can do this, or, oh, I should schedule that. That is your conditioning. Okay? So good job, you guys. You all passed. Now, what are the 4 pillars of winning? The 4 pillars of winning is number 1, integrity. Listen, this is your life. And you're going to play the rules of your own game, your own life. I'm pretty sure nobody here has somebody telling them what to do, even if you're married like myself. Okay, they probably will suggest what I should do, but it's always my ultimate decisions. So decide and have integrity with what you committed to. Our Freedom Alliance Mastermind commits to a weekly call every week and being able to discuss our desires and our plans on a daily basis and move forward with doing the work. That is the integrity. Doing what you said you would do, even when the moment has passed and you don't feel like doing it. So play the rules of your own game. The second pillar of winning is relationships. Your accountability, your community, powerful people cultivating powerful people. That's why these groups work, and that's why it's important to stick around the fire. If you don't have team calls in your business, you should have team calls. Okay, this is relationship building. If you have a market where you have a team, you should have culture days, you should have maybe Shabbat dinners, you should have socials, you should get together and build your relationships. Because in community, everything is possible. Nobody is intended to do anything here alone. The most successful people in the world have a team. They didn't become financially wealthy on their own. They either had a spouse that helped them, they had an assistant, they hired managers, employees, they have a team. So build relationships and cultivate powerful people. The third existence of winning, the third pillar of winning is your existence. So how the game exists. If you're a part of a business and in order to grow your business, you have to do inviting calls, right? You have to show your products and services, then that's your game. So ask yourself, what game am I playing and what is its existence? And now just follow into the rules of your integrity and the systems and the powerful people within your environment. The last pillar of winning is your enrollment. You deciding to make it happen. Whether you're enrolling in yourself, whether you're enrolling in your business, whether you're enrolling as an athlete or as a habit or hobby, I should say, or in life in general. We all make the decisions and we're laid out with the decisions we have. Whether you have kids and you have a family you have to support, or whether you are a leader in a team, we all are enrolled in life. Now go back to integrity and keep your integrity within your enrollment and do the work. Remember, your breakthroughs will only start with a creative act. You won't have any breakthroughs in your life unless you start acting in them. So what is next? Commit with your partner or a new one. If the one that you have here didn't work out, commit with somebody to continue establishing your habits. Your habits you have now, ask yourself, are they benefiting you? If the habits you have today do not benefit you, maybe you have some bad habits, then reevaluate yourself and create those bad habits into new habits. Remember, it takes 21 days or more to create a new habit. So going back to tracking, time management, calendar, right? All of that stuff. The systems are in place. Use them. Schedule a day and a time for your partner to review your weekly task and commit to that time every single week. Or like we discussed earlier, you can join us again for half price of what you paid for this challenge to continue the accountability and activity in our next Secret Success Challenge, which will be happening in about 3 weeks. You do have access to the portal at melanielevitz.com to log in and have access to the 1.0 version of our challenge, which is a 14-week challenge with everything I gave you here tonight, plus additional bonuses, where you can learn more information. So you can find that at melanielevitz.com and log in. Or you can also join our other programs like our Vault, which has additional trainings that, for example, the workshop, if you missed, you can join our Vault for a low monthly fee. And you can message me or check it out at melanielevitz.com. And as always, all of our courses through our Top Earners Academy pays out a 30% cash payment for your referrals. So anybody that wants to join our challenge the end of this month for a 3.0 version, and once their payments are in full, you will earn 30% cash. All right? Any questions, comments?
Hey, Melanie, will
Yes,
we have,
Barbara.
hi, honey, will we have access to this workshop through Messenger to go back and review everything?
Yes, I will post, as always, these calls in the group thread on Facebook and in our
Okay,
messenger chat.
Great.
Okay.
I want to review. I'm looking forward to reviewing and doing. Review and do.
Yes, I love it. Great question. All right, anyone else? That completes our 8 weeks, you guys. I'm here to serve. We have 40 minutes together if you need me. If I can go over your content or your Facebook, whatever questions you have, now is the time.
Okay, so
We can also take the time now to be able to create your 3 lessons learned post or anything else that you may need getting caught up with. All right,